You're walking into a dimly lit room. The sound of sizzling food and distant chatter fills the air, when suddenly, a blood-curdling scream shatters the atmosphere. You turn to see a body lying on the floor, a look of horror frozen on their face. The room falls silent, and all eyes are on you. You're a suspect, and the investigation is about to begin. You find yourself standing in a grand ballroom, the chandeliers above casting a dim glow over the crowd. The air is thick with the smell of freshly cooked food, and the sound of clinking glasses fills the air. You're here for the Dinner Detective True Crime Murder Mystery Dinner Show, an immersive experience where you'll play the role of a detective, tasked with solving a murder mystery. As you mingle with the other guests, you notice a sense of unease in the air. The staff seems nervous, and the actors are all in character, but there's something off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you have a feeling that something is about to go terribly wrong. The lights flicker, and the sound of a clock striking midnight echoes through the room. The show is about to begin, and you're not sure what to expect. As the night wears on, you find yourself drawn into the mystery. The actors are all in character, and the story is unfolding before your eyes. But then, you stumble upon a body. It's one of the actors, lying on the floor, a look of horror frozen on their face. The room falls silent, and all eyes are on you. You're a suspect, and the investigation is about to begin. You look around, trying to take in every detail. The room is in disarray, with tables overturned and chairs scattered everywhere. There's a sense of panic in the air, and you can't help but wonder what happened. The victim is lying in a pool of blood, a single bullet wound to the chest. You notice a piece of paper clutched in their hand, with a cryptic message scrawled on it. It reads, "They're watching us." Suddenly, the lights flicker, and the sound of footsteps echoes through the room. You're not alone, and you need to find out who the killer is before it's too late. As the investigation begins, you find yourself questioning the other guests. Each one seems to have a motive for the murder, and you're not sure who to trust. There's the wealthy businessman, with a reputation for ruthlessness, the young actress, with a secret to hide, and the detective, with a personal stake in the case. As you dig deeper, you uncover a complex web of lies and deceit. The victim had many enemies, and it seems that anyone could have committed the crime. You follow a trail of clues, from a suspicious conversation between two guests, to a hidden room deep in the mansion. The air is thick with tension, and you can't help but feel that you're being watched. You're getting close to the truth, but the killer is still on the loose, and you need to be careful. The sound of a door creaking open echoes through the room, and you turn to see a figure standing in the shadows. It's one of the guests, but their eyes seem different, their smile twisted and sinister. As you continue to investigate, you uncover a shocking twist. The victim was not who they seemed to be. They were, in fact, an undercover detective, working to take down a powerful crime syndicate. The murder was not just a random act of violence, but a deliberate attempt to silence the detective. You realize that the killer must have been someone close to the victim, someone who knew their true identity. You look around the room, and your eyes land on one of the guests. They seem nervous, fidgeting in their seat, and you can't help but wonder if they're the killer. The air is thick with tension, and you can feel the weight of the investigation bearing down on you. You're getting close to the truth, but the killer is still on the loose, and you need to be careful. The sound of a glass shattering echoes through the room, and you turn to see the suspect standing, their eyes locked on you, a look of rage in their eyes. As the truth begins to unravel, you find yourself in the midst of a desperate game of cat and mouse. The killer is still on the loose, and you're the only one who can stop them. You follow a trail of clues, from a hidden message on the wall, to a secret room deep in the mansion. The air is thick with tension, and you can feel the weight of the investigation bearing down on you. You're getting close to the truth, but the killer is still one step ahead. You hear the sound of footsteps echoing through the room, and you turn to see the killer standing in front of you. Their eyes are cold, calculating, and you know that you're in grave danger. The killer raises a gun, and you realize that this is the end. But just as all hope seems lost, the police burst into the room, and the killer is apprehended. The investigation is over, but the aftermath is just beginning. You're left to pick up the pieces, and wonder how you survived the nightmare. As we look back on the events of that fateful night, we're left with more questions than answers. The killer was caught, but the motives behind the crime are still unclear. The investigation was a complex web of lies and deceit, and it's still unclear who was involved. You're left to wonder what really happened, and whether justice was truly served. The memory of that night will haunt you forever, a reminder of the darkness that lurks in the shadows. You can't help but wonder what other secrets are hiding in the darkness, waiting to be uncovered. The sound of a clock striking midnight echoes through the room, and you're left to ponder the mystery, forever changed by the events of that night. The darkness closes in around you, and you're left with a haunting question: what's real, and what's just a show? As we conclude the story of the Dinner Detective True Crime Murder Mystery Dinner Show, we're left with a haunting question: what's real, and what's just a show? The lines between reality and fiction are blurred, and it's up to you to decide. If you want to uncover more secrets, and delve deeper into the world of true crime, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your theories, and let's discuss the case. The mystery may be solved, but the truth is still out there, waiting to be uncovered. Join us next time, as we explore more true crime stories, and uncover the secrets that lie in the shadows.